Good evening, sir. Good evening, Sir Charles. Good evening, Sir Charles.
Proceed.
When I was a young man, long, long ago, I knew a man called Walter von Lamont. He was born in a northern country, the only son of aristocratic landowners. But when he was a mere boy of 10, the family estate burned down in mysterious circumstances, and Walter's parents perished in the flames. He was sent to England to be brought up by childless relations in the country. When they too died, Walter inherited a considerable fortune, which he set about spending freely, traveling around the continent of Europe in search of wild adventures, or, as he once confessed to me, to seek out and recapture his own lost childhood. I did not know what he meant then. Perhaps it was because of my own conventional upbringing, my moral steadfastness, that Walter had asked me to be his traveling companion, though more often than not I was an encumbrance to his more extravagant schemes. You must remember, all this happened long ago, before the railways began to spread like spiders' tentacles across the entire continent of Europe. We traveled by public coach, collectors of the unusual, the forbidden, the unique experience, but in truth seeking, I now believe, the instruments of our own destruction. As Walter enjoyed to court danger of every kind, we preferred to stay at common coaching inns. The more mixed and disreputable the company, the better. At one such inn, in a particularly unprepossessing part of the country, we were to experience the encounter, which was to seal poor Walter's fate, and indeed my own.
My lady, welcome to our humble inn. Your luggage.
May I not assist you? Your luggage?
It is already done, sir.
How extraordinary.
Yes,
The rain, it stopped so suddenly.
of course. I wished it to.
To stop?
Thank you.
Tell me your name.
My name is Dorabella. And yours?
lady a table for you.
Please, join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amadeus.
The first that died was little Jane. In bed she moaning lay, till God released her from her pain, and then she went away. So in the churchyard she was laid, and when the grass was dry, together round her grave we played, my brother John and I. And when the ground was white with snow, and I could run and slide, my brother John was forced to go, and he lies by her side. How many are you then, said I, if they too are in heaven? The little maiden did reply, oh, master, we are 7. But they are dead. Those two are dead. Their spirits are in heaven. 'Twas throwing words away. For still the little maid would have her will, and said, nay, we are 7.
Did you not hint to me, madam, that you perform magic tricks?
If the fancy takes me.
Then pray, enchant us.
Walter, our guest may wish to rest.
No. I shall entertain you, or rather him. For he demands much less, more gracious.
Magnificent. Ladies and gentlemen, silence, pray. Our charming supper guest has graciously consented to amuse us. Make way, give her passage.
If the gentleman knows the music, I should like to sing the violet.
Walter had found the woman of his dreams. Beauty, wit, sorcery.
Magic!
I knew
Magic!
from now on who was hers to command. Entirely.
No. Give me back what does not belong to you.
Walter!
Is it a play? Is it a play?
Phew.
I must see to him. Do not follow.
No, wait.
Later.
Dorabella did not come back that night. Walter did not sleep, but she did not come back. What is it? It was as if all the blood had been drained from his young body. The landlord's explanation was that the poet had been attacked during the night by a wild animal. Neither Walter nor I believed his explanation. As for Dorabella, she had gone away using, or so the landlord claimed, the public stagecoach. She had also left a note for Walter, asking us to convey her own carriage and luggage to an inn some 20 kilometers to the north, where she would meet us for supper. I naturally imagined that Walter would share my own forebodings, but he was determined to continue with our adventure. We had intended to travel south, but when we set off from the inn, we followed the road to the north, a route with which the Lady Dorabella's horses appeared to be familiar. How strange that even then Walter could not see the simple truth. Dorabella had lost one friend and was eager to supplant him with another. Clearly his infatuation had so intoxicated him that he was blind to the dangers of his new situation. Upon our arrival at the appointed inn, a dreadful, lifeless place, inconceivable as suitable accommodation for someone as demanding as Dorabella, Walter followed the lady's precise instructions. We took 3 rooms and had the trunk carried to the 3rd room, which after candles had been lit was to be left unattended while we waited for Dorabella. Oh, I'm sorry, did I... What's the matter?
The dark, dark!
What?
Forgive me. My friend, I think I'm going mad or returning to my infancy.
Walter, you drove those poor horses beyond all reason today. Come, you need rest. Leave that room unattended, as she asked.
Rest. So that you can inherit.
Inherit?
You cannot deny it. I can see it in your eyes.
Walter, my friend, have we ever quarreled over a woman or even desired the same?
Yeah, but she is not to be resisted. That is beyond all dispute. Dorabella. Ah, you do not deny it.
Shall we meet for dinner?
Can you swear it? That you are not drawn to her?
Yes, I can swear it. But I will not. I shall order my dinner.
Listen, Philip! I must confess it to you. There is one thing I crave more even than Dorabella. I must look into that thing in there. I must.
You must learn to be more obedient to your lady's wishes.
Forgive me.
Do you wish to be with me?
Oh, when?
Soon. When you and I are among those who love me.
But it is I who love you.
I have a father. When we have obtained his blessing, then I shall be yours. But first I must make 2 conditions.
Yes. Anything you desire.
I have been ill.
Oh.
My father sent me south to regain my health, but I am still infirm. That is why I must sleep during the day and why you and Philip must travel on without me taking my luggage with you.
The other condition.
You will be tempted to open this.
No.
As you were tempted tonight. But you must resist, my love. Will you swear to resist? Will you?
I swear it.
And on we traveled, northwards. Further north than either Walter or I had ever wished to venture. Further north even than those climes that exercised Walter's meditations upon his lost childhood. As our journey continued, over desolate roads, across lifeless valleys and somber pine forests, I became increasingly aware not only of the alteration in Walter, but of a profound change in our relationship. He whom I had known since childhood became almost a stranger to me. He had lost the precious gift of laughter and became haunted by daylight dreads and intimations of the nearness of death. A death personified, as if someone from across a dark river was beckoning to him, commanding him to follow. It was only at night, after reaching some god-forsaken village, specified by Dorabella, that Walter's spirits revived. For it was then that Dorabella mysteriously reappeared, never explaining her absences or her mode of travel, instantly captivating Walter. And, I must confess, myself too, with her beauty, her infectious vitality and good humor.
I shall have made him so happy.
Him?
My father. Have I not brought home a bridegroom?
All day, my dearest. When I'm alone, there are 1,000 questions I promise myself to ask you.
But why questions, my love? Why furrow your brow? Our love must be simple as life and death itself. Oh, yes. Laugh with me. Watch me.
Why, my dearest?
Be silent. This is not the inn.
My dearest, do not be angry. I thought...
You thought?
We have spent so many nights in those gloomy, god-forsaken inns that you seem to prefer, dear.
Yes!
I thought, we both thought, as a diversion, this inn reminded us of the place where we first met.
How
where...
dare you defy me? I know this journey. I know every village, every tangled road, every inn. I understand every threat to our future together. Is this your doing?
Yes. I chose this inn. And furthermore, I am now hungry and thirsty.
I see.
Even here, in this warm inn, I could not help being aware of my friend's deterioration. It was as if his entire body was being slowly sapped of its strength, its purpose, and its self-control. As we traveled on, further north, a strange new dread was beginning to afflict me. The thought that time was now moving in a spiraling motion, that someone, had condemned us to an eternity of repeating the same fearful, ever-darkening experience.
My dear friend, even now, it's not too late.
One cannot undo past actions, Philip. Nothing, however trivial, is without its inevitable consequences.
Listen! We could leave the carriage in the next village and return by the post-chaise.
Return? Return where? Where we are going, there is no post-chaise. You know that.
Walter, I beg of you, let's go home. This is no longer a mere adventure. Everywhere we follow her, we find terror, disappearance, murder.
Then go home, Philip. I have no need of you now. I must go on.
Must I say it?
Can you not feel the evil force she radiates?
Evil force? Because my beloved prefers me to you? What nonsense.
At least carry this close to your heart for your protection.
Poor Philip. You love her too, and her indifference has unhinged your mind.
Walter! Admit it! You have never once seen her except by the light of a candle!
Are you hurt?
What?
Your eyes, Walter. What did you see? What did you see?
I reached for the infinite, for the unimaginable, Philip. I came close to embracing death itself.
But by the time daylight came, Dorabella had vanished once more, while Walter slept his haunted, drugged sleep. Once more, as we resumed our journey, I persuaded myself that the sole reason for going on was my desire to protect my poor, ailing friend. Yet the eerie lassitude that had overwhelmed poor Walter was now beginning to afflict me, too. As we approached Journey's End, Dorabella's home, there was no longer any need to guide the horses. Traveling at great speed, they seemed to know their way. The horses knew the way. Are you well enough to dine?
Well enough? My friend, I never felt more vigorous in my life. I'm about to find true fulfillment at last. Every single living moment with her will be magical.
And if in practicing that magic she were to make you disappear, perhaps forever?
What are you saying?
That there may still be time to turn back.
Now? When I've come home?
Walter, I have watched you.
My poor, deluded friend, there are times now when I no longer even recognize you. Won't you even now acknowledge what she has done to you?
Yes. I am enchanted. Enchanted.
Are you happy, Papa? My search has come to an end.
You have made me happy, as always.
Perhaps we might see around the grounds tomorrow.
The grounds.
Your forests and hills and lakes.
Yes?
Well, they must look beautiful in sunshine.
We do not venture out in daylight, sir. We are, as you may have observed, children of the night.
Dorabella's father then acquainted us with the family history of his house, though oddly enough, he never revealed its name. He told us, addressing himself mainly to Walter, that theirs was a very ancient race, inspired by beauty and learning, and dedicated to longevity, and the idea that only isolation from the hurly-burly of the world could bring fulfillment.
But surely Dorabella...
My daughter is the last of a proud line of women who, having achieved maturity, go out into the world to search for a bridegroom, a man of another race, of another country, so that our blood may be replenished, rejuvenated. Many suitors have come to claim Dorabella's hand, but invariably, in some respect, they have been found wanting.
I, sir, must tell you that I love your daughter with all my heart and soul.
Tomorrow night, we shall be one.
The wedding ceremony took place a few nights later, performed by Dorabella's father. From my permitted vantage point, I saw that Walter's countenance was more pallid and sickly than ever before. He could barely stand. As during the day we were invited to remain in our respective rooms, I did not know whether he slept or ate, or if he had already accommodated himself to his new life, his living death. As for myself, I was being treated more like a prisoner than a guest. I found most doors locked to me, often even the door to my own bedroom, locked from the outside. And the eerie, blind servants, who seemed to possess the gift of sight in the tips of their fingers, were never far away, politely cautioning me to go and stay, as they pleased. As I watched the ceremony approach its climax, the passing of the spiked ring whose history Dorabella's father had related to us during our first evening at the castle, I meditated over means by which I might rescue my poor friend, before I, too, succumbed totally to the wasting sickness now afflicting all of us. Surely the most horrible disease imaginable. To be condemned for all eternity to exist in a grey limbo suspended between life and death. I knew my food to be drugged, and hoped that by only pretending to eat at the somber wedding feast, I would be able to stay awake next day and discover proof of the dreadful secret of Dorabella's castle, the secret that the deepest recesses of my consciousness had already half revealed to me.
Come, take a little refreshment.
Come, you have nothing to fear.
Come, sit with us.
You are a brave man.
The bravest.
I no longer care how or when you destroy me. But my poor friend, your husband.
Ah, yes, my husband.
What do you intend to do with him?
What is there left to do?
Then I am too late.
But, my dear, it is but a matter of degree.
Since he is in love with death.
Let him leave. Oh, please. I shall stay as your prisoner.
Oh, you are brave. He is indeed. Full to the brim of the blood our race needs to survive. Is he not, Father?
How much of all this horror did my poor doomed friend guess, as he lay alone and sick in his room, waiting once more for the return of his vampire wife?
Pale you look, my dearest. Rest. Tomorrow you will sleep. You will use the day as I do, to sleep. Walter was not worthy to become a member of our ancient race, but you will be as I am, forever young, immortal.
And so, my poor friend Walter von Lamont came home. Not to the lost childhood he had sought, but to that eternal kingdom which awaits you all.
But, look here. Your story, well, I'm sorry, but it has one rather disturbing discrepancy.
In stories of vampires, sir, Is not that permitted?
Yes, but my dear fellow, you told us this all happened a long time ago. Before railways were built. Well, dash it. You could not possibly have been alive then.
Really?